to say fucking thank you for coming on, man, because
Oh,
I think this is going to be a good episode for people to hear, and like, and I respect you, your craft, everything you do for people. And so definitely thank you for coming on the show, bro.
appreciate you, bro. It's been a long time coming, man. I know we've been talking about this for a minute, so I'm glad we finally got a chance to connect with it and get it going, bruh.
Oh yeah, bro. And I feel like it's been a fucking long time since I seen you, man. How you been living?
Hey, man. Let's see. So you're in NoHo now, right? Or are you in LA?
No, I'm in Oxnard. I'm in
Okay, you're in
Oxnard.
Oxnard. All right, cool. So when you were gone, I think I moved. So because I'm in the
Yes.
Bay now, so I think by the time you came back, I had already dipped out. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been at least, yeah, I dipped in September, so it's been almost nine. It's been like 9 months.
Yeah, man. It's been a
Bro, it's
while,
almost been a
bro.
year. G,
Yeah, dude. How's the babe been treating you? Been living good?
it's cool, man. It's different. You know what I mean? It's and by different, I mean it's like a slower pace.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. I like the transition. I like the slower pace of life. I like the ability to have different conversations than the norm. You know what I mean? Because just being in LA and it's being, and especially in the Valley in North Hollywood, all the conversations kind of run together and they're very, very dense related all the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's in the same field. So being out here and being around like engineers and people who just got a lot of 9 to 5 type lifestyle, it's cool to have like different conversations and kind of have a different narrative. And I'm able to kind of attach a different identity to each person that I speak with. It's not like everybody is just attached as the general. Oh, they're all dancers. You know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
so that's been cool. It's been refreshing, but it does have its downsides. You know what I mean? I miss being in the Mecca. I miss being around.
Yeah.
The fam. I miss being. I miss being. You had to be on your toes. You know what I mean? And that's in every
Mm-hmm.
aspect of dance, whether it's freestyle or choreography or anything like that, because everything's so fast and
Yeah.
the level of competition is just always consistent. Not to say that it's not high out here, but it's just not as impacted. So,
Yeah.
I've been just doing my best to try to just get my name noticed out here and just spread the word. And rather than be in the rat race of trying to eat so much and trying to get gig to gig to gig, I'm just kind of floating and making myself accessible. So anybody who wants the
Mm.
knowledge, anybody who wants to learn from me, I'm here. And if you want to, like, let's set it up. I got my weekly classes. And other than that, it's just more so just chilling, man. And just kind of like on my watcher tip, just admiring and watching everybody from afar and seeing how everybody else is thriving. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, bro. And I mean, and it's tight too to kind of see you go through. I mean, for me, I was in Florida, going through this change of life and shit. And it's tight to see you go through this change of life, especially already doing everything that you've done down here. You know what I mean? And so, like, with that change, like going up there, bro, like, what do you think has been like the biggest change going from like the LA NoHo scene to up north?
People really don't care about anybody else but themselves up here. And I love that shit, bro. Wait, can I cuss?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Okay. Is this like
Mm-hmm.
PG?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. We chilling, baby. We chilling.
Okay, cool. Yeah, motherfuckers don't give a damn about what you are doing. They care about their life and their life only, and that is so refreshing because you don't have to have this false narrative of being so worried about appeasing everybody. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Every lifestyle is just chill, simple. Like I said, it's not really about the artist culture, so it's not about being seen. It's not about like, hey, look at me, da da da. It's not about so and so booked this and da da da. It's really just laid back, chill, 9 to 5. Everybody's just doing their own thing. That's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing that I've noticed, which I think brings the pace down. It allows you
Okay.
to kind of just sit back and just absorb and just appreciate. You know what I mean? Like I'm out here just like walking around just to walk around, bro. Like I never did that
Yeah.
back in LA, bro. You know what I mean? Like so it's more of just trying to acclimate and get used to it. That's the biggest change. Because like I said, I mean, I was going around being around dancers all the time, and then now up here, I'm still around a lot of dancers. But
Mm-hmm.
where these dancers come from is what's different. It's like I was
Mm.
around a bunch of dancers who was getting paid to dance. Like that was the life. That was their. That's how they ate. Out here, it's just a hobby for a lot of people. There's no
Yeah.
industry really out here, so everybody's dancing just to be in that moment, and that's it. Not like dancing to link up with this choreo, so I can meet with this choreographer to be in this video and all that stuff. So it's different, it's a different, and I'm not saying one is better than the other, it's just different. So it's allowed me on one hand to kind of just fall back and be like, all right, cool, less pressure. Let me just because, but I also do need that fire to be like, hey, I need someone to like not compete with, but to keep me on my toes. You know what I mean? So
to push you, man, to push you.
Yeah. Luckily, I got my homie Mappy out here, and then I got Greg Chapkiss, of course. You know what I mean? That's my boy. And he keep you on your toes real quick. You know what I mean? Just when I think I'm good, he's like, yo, by the way, I booked this world tour, bro. And I'm like, oh,
bet.
I was going to tell you about this master class I'm teaching, but you world tour. Okay, bro. Yeah. Well, you let me know when you get back, Greg, and I'll holler at you, fam. But that's the biggest difference, though. And then still trying to find out what's up with this crump scene. You know what I mean? That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. I've been to a couple sessions, and it's like okay, it's not bad. It's like staying with a gym. You staying with 24-hour fitness, right? You with 24-hour fitness, that's your gym. You riding for 24-hour fitness, and then you got to go on like a trip, like a business trip, but you don't want to break your gym flow. And then you get to a new state and they don't got 24-hour fitness, but they got LA fitness. And you like, it's not my gym though. But whatever, they got the same machines. They got everything I need, but it's not my gym. And you go in there and you see the same things and the same thing is going on. Everybody's still working out, doing the same exercises, but there's something that's different because it's not your gym. You don't have a sense of attachment to it. You know what I mean? So me being a guest to the sessions that I'm going to out here, because this is not where I'm from, I feel like I have to, I can't be as assertive, you know what I mean? Because I'm not the rah-rah type of nigga walking there like, yo, man, nigga, I want rounds from everybody, nigga, nah, chitty chitty bang bang. That's not really who I am. That's not who I am. But it's one of those things where people see me and they're like, hey, are you da-da-da-da? Yeah. Okay, cool. You trying to run it? All right, boom, da-da-da. You know what I mean? So it's different. You know what I mean? Down south, it's like I can roll up to the 818 and I see all the homies. I can dap it up with everybody. Da-da-da-da. I can go to the Nagala session, dap it up. I could be there for the Tuesday session. I could be with camp. I have identity there. You know what I mean? I feel like I have a place. So that's a difference that I'm trying to get accustomed to. But that comes with change. Now I know how you were when you was over in Florida. You know what I mean? And you only really had a girl Stryker out there, kind of, right? So, I know all I got is Lorenzo out here, and he across the bridge. So so it's like it's difficult, but other than that, it's still all blessings. You know what I mean? And it's definitely a way easier transition than if I was to move to the East Coast, which was the original plan. I'm glad that we didn't do all that. So
yeah, bro. Move up to the Bay. Like a lot of people don't get it, dude. Like being down in Florida, like I really realized like how divvied up, like the East Coast is, and for us, like San Diego to fucking Sac is like people going from fucking Atlanta to New York.
Yep.
You know, and so we have such a cultural difference, bro. And like, so when you were like, yo, I'm moving up to the Bay, like, I'm moving up north, woo, 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 woo. When I first seen that shit come through in the group chat, I was like, God damn, like my man's about to go through some changes. What would you like? So for you right now, like you're kind of like you're working yourself doing like your own personal classes right now, or have you found like a studio to like house yourself in, or like what do you got going on?
I got a home studio. I'm teaching at this studio called Redefine out here in Hayward, and that's pretty much where I teach twice a week, and then I work with the teams whenever they need help out there. And then for the most part, I'm on my like independent contractor tip. I have like my website, and people just hit me up with inquiries for private lessons, and then they either come to me or I go to them, vice versa. And then I teach in San Francisco as well once a week. So yeah, man, it's really kind of like, it's weird because like I had HQ and I was teaching all the time, and I had my company, I was teaching all the time, teaching at IDA, Debbie Reynolds, all these other spots. And it was just, I didn't realize how much I was running myself thin until I stopped doing it. And then I realized how much time I had. And I was like, damn, I really had nothing to do but choreograph every single day and teach, you know? So it wasn't until COVID hit and everything stopped and all we had was the Monday sessions. And I was like, oh, and I didn't even realize because at any given time, things could have reopened. So I never wanted to stop myself from being ready. So I was always creating and whatnot. But now, like I said, since it's just more chill, bruh, like everything I teach is either just, all right, cool. I actually felt good. I didn't feel like I had to make this for a competition or I had to make this for any other specific reason other than just teaching it for that class. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And like, there's been a couple of the guys here at home who've been like, yo, like, Putch, man, I'm kind of losing it for dance. And like, I just feel this pressure behind, like, they feel like they got to choreograph for these competitions all the time, or they got to choreograph for like this team. And it's kind of like a lot of them have fallen into that feeling of dance becoming a job. You know what I mean? Like, it becomes such a job and such a. So, like, if there was anything I could ask for them, something I definitely wanted to ask you, bro, because for people who don't know, real quick, smoking section, my guys, for people who don't know, J. Curse has been around a motherfucking block one or two times.
Couple, bro.
He been around he been around the block one or two times. So for you, like, bro, like you said, bro, you were doing HQ and all this shit, like, and me and one of the buddies was talking about it, and it was like HQ, you know, COVID HQ, like these studios that we started to see kind of like lose its way because of this pandemic. It's like one question we all asked each other was like, damn, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing about it? Like, you know, or what are they doing now? Like, what are, you know, so for you, you pivoted hardcore, bro. And that's one thing I definitely wanted to, you know, like wanted to speak on was like, bro, you pivoted your feet so hardcore, bro. Like you were ready for anything, it seemed like, you know what I mean? And I know you definitely struggled, and, you know, the fam tried to, you know, gather around you as much as we could. But J. Chris fucking pivoted through COVID. And so now, like, seeing yourself having this studio and all this shit to now, like, what is something you could breathe to people to like make it through these different changes and tribulations that they might face, not only as like owners or directors, but just dancers, like, you know, just as people. Like, how, like, what's something that you could give them, bro, like considering all that shit that changed in your life?
I think what you said was very, very, like, you hit the nail on the head. You have to be ready to pivot. You know what I mean? I think that the premise of, I'll just use like a dance studio, for example, you know what I mean? As what we'll talk about is the premise of having a dance studio is, regardless of how you may look at it, it's a service industry. You know what I mean? Like, it is our job as owners to provide a service to the community that we're servicing. Like, we provide a location with the requirements that we feel every dancer deserves to have. You know, a quality floor, quality mirrors, quality ventilation, you know, ample room to create, you know. And I think that we get so possessive of this because we put so much work into it, into building this service that we're providing, that we lose sight of it. And we stay so focused on the reason of what it's supposed to serve, and we don't look at the bigger picture, right? And with a dance studio, we're always thinking classes, dancers, classes, rehearsals, da 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 da. And what we didn't think about is, well, what happens if you take dance away? Because we never thought that would happen, right? So we invested so much into the business to cater to dancers that when dancing got taken away because of COVID, and I don't mean like the actual form of dancing got taken away, but the resources that we had, like no one could come to the studio. So what could we do with it? We had to immediately figure out what is the best thing we can do with all this space and what is popping right now. And the first thing we thought of is what's popping is visuals and Netflix. You know what I mean? Netflix, everything is Netflix. And then everything on Netflix is shot on location and needs space. So that's why we said, okay, we got to convert our space into a production space, which is why we always kept our walls blank, except for the M. We didn't have any, like, a bunch of graffiti everywhere. We kept it very, very clean slated. We kept it very, very simple. The lighting we try to keep as pristine as possible. We tried to black out the windows so there's not a bunch of people looking in, not a bunch of random people just popping in, because we wanted to cater to a different clientele at that point. And had we stuck to our roots and be like, no, we're gonna really keep pushing these classes and we never would have came out of COVID. You know what I mean? At least we can say that though we ended up closing because of COVID reasons, at least we made it through. And after we were able to reopen and still, you know, provide this service and facilitate a place for dancers to come create and a place for creatives to come create instead of just focusing on just dancers. Because at the end of the day, let's keep it a bean. Dancers is broke, right?
Yeah.
We're broke. Artists in general are broke until they get that one. You know what I mean? Because we struggle and we feed everything into our art, and we feed our blood, sweat, and soul into our art. And until we get that recognition, we continue to do that same thing. So if I'm relying on the pockets of broke people, that is a horrible business plan to have, right? So I have to rely on the pockets of people who have money, but keep my doors open to those who may be not fortunate enough to be able to afford these resources as well, which is why it was always like, yo, camp, come through. No, camp, come through. It doesn't matter. Come through. Like, we'll be here for 5-6 hours. It don't matter. Let's get down. You know what I mean? And it was never like, okay, we can be here for 1 hour and then I got da. It was never like that. You know what I mean? Like, and then you get asked Beast. It was always like, and the thing what I love about it was like Beast always offered. He always was like, yo, we can do it. And I was like, no, but it's not about that. You know what I mean? I'd rather that money be put somewhere else to where everybody can eat. Because in the meantime, let's use this place to facilitate while we got it. You know what I mean? Because COVID also made us realize that, yo, it could be taken away. So that first time we had a chance to reopen, that's when I talked to Sherwin and I was like, yo, let's get these Mondays going. And that's when Beastville was born. You know, so had we not been able to pivot and how we said, you know what, we're just going to close these doors and then we probably wouldn't have able to even have branched that far as it was. So I think that for all business owners, you have to be able to kind of just recognize trends, recognize what's happening, and really, really pay attention to what's happened in the past to focus on how you can create in the future. Because now we have COVID clauses, we have like pandemic clauses and contracts and leases have changed. You know what I mean? Because that was the problem with us. Like, because that's all said and done. The reason that we weren't able to come through was because our lease didn't have certain things that took care of us for pandemic reasons and whatnot. You know what I mean? So having shady landlords that wasn't trying to work with us, we didn't really have a lot going for us. And a lot of small businesses got taken advantage of that because how are we to know that something was going to come and close us down for a year almost? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to be aware of what happened in the past, and you just got to look at what could happen potentially in the future. So dance studios, I think if you're planning on opening one, be very, very open-minded on what you're going to do with it. And like I said, this is just for dance studios, and this is just speaking from my experience. Keep your options open. Think about the bigger picture. Think about how you can curate to artists in general. You know what I mean? Like really make your space open to artists of all kind, because that's what's going to keep you going. You know what I mean? Dance is something that's not going anywhere. Like, it's not going to disappear anytime soon, but it's being involved in so many other things now. Dance was just like the stepping stone to get into these other things. So that's why we're able to have all these productions and these music videos and all these artists was coming through to use our space, because they saw that it was more than just a dance studio.
Yeah, dude, the mob, bro, like there was like, you know, the baby video and all this shit. Like I'd be trying to tell people like, bro, that was at the mob. Like, y'all don't know the mob, man. Like, and to see like, I don't know. It's weird for me. It's weird for me to describe, I feel, because I was a participant. You know what I mean? Like, I was pulling up to the mob, sessioning at the mob, battling at the mob. So to be a participant was so wild. And to understand, I don't want to say understand, to feel and see the struggle that you went through, like you and Rev and some other, like, and other people, bro, who went through the struggles during COVID, bro. And, you know, you guys pivoted and shit happened, you know, like Rev has moved studios like 3 times now.
Yeah.
And it's just impressive to watch your guys' resiliency. And I do want to commemorate it. It's like your guys' resiliency to shit happens. Fuck it. Keep it moving, man. Like we gotta keep this shit fucking pushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to Rev too, man. Like shout out to Camp. Bow bow bow. It's hard to do what he did. It's really hard because the easiest thing to do in all the situations that he went through with each studio is to say, I'm not doing this anymore. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't want to own a studio no more. I don't, bro. Nah, you know what I mean? But it's just because that's not for me. It was a dream I had, and then I was able to like fulfill that dream. But now I'm just like, I didn't really want it as bad as I like the idea of it. You know what I mean? Just because once again, it made me look at dancing the other way when you're like, damn, these people keep leaving their water bottles. These people keep touching my mirrors. They don't really care. They don't really respect that. So you start looking at dance in a negative light because of that, you know?
True.
So that's why I wouldn't really want to do it because I don't want to like subject myself to looking at people in that manner anymore. And it also makes me more aware to respect other people's facilities a lot more too. So now I'm cleaning up after people in other people's studios, and they're like, "Oh, you don't gotta do that," and I'm like, "Nah, trust me, I know how it is." But for Rev to be able to pivot consistently, but every studio got better, and now what he has now is like it's only gonna keep upgrading. You know what I mean? And every time I see a clip of it, there's like some different new renovation, and it's just getting better. With the back piece on the wall and everything, and just having so many people coming in and out, and now he's having all the sessions popping off, and it's dope, man. So I'm really, really happy for him. I'm really, really happy that the camp has somewhere to pivot to now and utilize as a home base. So that's dope. Shout out to Rev though.
Shout out Rev, man, and big thing, like you said it earlier, and it's a big thing, and I hope more people understand, like, for a long time, people use dance as a means to get to the next place, you know, and a lot of people, you know, had dreams of owning a fucking dance studio. And like you said, man, like there was a lot of things I thought I wanted, and I just don't want that. Like, I don't want that in my life. It's too stressful, or maybe it's just too much effort. Like, I don't care that much. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care. Like, I'm man enough to say when I don't care about certain things. And so when you're saying like you wanted that, there was a moment when you wanted that dance studio, you know what I mean? Like, you wanted that, you put the shoe on and it just didn't fit right, you know? And there was an old lady in North Carolina one time. She's like, I remember she goes, I wanted all these fancy shoes until I put these sandals on. And that shit stuck with me. Was like, I used to want this fancy shit till I put it on for the first time. Like, you know what I mean? Or until I wore something that was really more my style. Like, you know what I mean? And so if you could give maybe I think that's a good thing for young people to hear, bro, is like, if you can give something to the younger generations, bro, like of them following their dreams or following the things that they're aspiring for, like what's something that you can give them, especially for somebody like you, bro. You've danced with MC Hammer, you've owned dance studios, you're on the motherfucking Beast Camp, motherfuckers, beastcamp.com, thebeastcamp.com. Y'all know the fucking deal. But you're doing shit, bro. Like, you know, the people, the Byrons, the Andrew Battarinas, the Greg Chapkisses, everybody, bro. You know, you've danced with them. They're your peers. The people like me and some of the new old heads that we looked up to and learned under. You know what I mean? Like, we're the new old heads, bro. Like, we're
you're the veterans now, bro.
Yeah, we're the vets of the fucking choreo game now. So it's like, for us, for you, you know, you're the people we looked up to. So if you could tell your grandkids what the fuck, like chasing your dreams, like if you can just give them something, bro, like what would you tell them about following that elusive dream we all follow?
I think that what's important is what I was told was to follow your dreams. It was never follow your dream, right? It was always that S, right? It was always that S. So I wanted to take that further because I feel like you should have dreams, but make sure that your dreams are umbrellaed to where there is multiple stems coming from each of those dreams that you're chasing. Because nowadays it is very, very easy to achieve your dream very, very fast with social media, right? Social media, yeah. So you mentioned, I danced for MC Hammer, right? That was a dream as a child, right? And I didn't get a chance to dance with MC Hammer until 2019. from a child. My G, I was born in 1982, bro. From 1982 to 1986, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I started dancing in 88. That was my parents put me in like dance classes. And that was when I fell in love with like Michael Jackson and MC Hammer. So from that point, I don't really remember it, but I was told that I dressed up like Hammer. I was doing all that stuff. So I assume that's when I first got the intrigue. So from 1988 to 2019, bro, that dream. That's that dream. That's that many years. Nowadays, someone could post a video on IG of them dancing to an MC Hammer song. And if they are famous enough, that video will get enough likes to get MC Hammer's attention. And then we can go from there. So you can go from, I had to use my whole half of my life to try to achieve this dream, to achieving that dream in a week. So if that is your dream and you want to dance for MC Hammer, now you dance for MC Hammer, what are you going to do? You just achieved that dream in a week. And then you just stop because you didn't have any other dreams to pursue. So you say, my dream is to dance for MC Hammer, as well as choreograph for MC Hammer, as well as choreograph for an artist who is on MC Hammer's opening tour. So you want to have options within your dream. So when you accomplish these dreams, you have something to pivot to and you have something else to achieve, because you get complacent very, very fast if you have nothing to strive for. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, how many players we seen dope in college, get in the league, and are boo-boo?
Yeah, they fall right on off, dude.
Right off. And it's not because they're not tight. It's not because they're not tight, right? They were just so good playing with the level of people they were playing with in college that when they got to people who were better than them and they achieved that dream, they didn't know what to do past that. They're like, oh, all I wanted to do was make it to the league. Okay, well, you made it. Now what? Oh, bro, I don't know. I'm happy being on the bench, bro. I'm happy. No, bro. You want to make it to the league and then get rookie of the year and then get first team all NBA and all defense. Make it to the all-star. You know what I mean? You have to have more to achieve after you achieve that one thing. So I want to tell people, like, don't just have 1, 2, 3 dreams. Have as many dreams as you want, but really analyze what it is that you want to do. Like, some people are like, I want to be a professional dancer. That's my dream. Okay. And then what? You're a professional because you get paid for it. So if you do a bar mitzvah and someone pays you, are you now a professional?
Well,
I guess so. So did you just achieve your dream because you just danced in a bar mitzvah at the age of 17? No, like, I want to be a professional dancer. Okay, and then what? And then I want to travel the world and teach in Japan. I want to teach in New Zealand. I want to dance for Justin Bieber. I want to dance for BTS. I want to dance for Selena Gomez. I want to dance for everybody. Okay, that's the dream I want to hear, because now your dream is going somewhere. You know, so if, I want to open up a dance studio. Okay, and then what? What I had to realize the hard way was I didn't want to open up a dance studio. I wanted to have a place for my team to practice.
Yeah.
Because the idea of me wanting to own a dance studio was when I was on Pac Modern and we was dancing in a parking structure. And I was tired of that. And my knees, it was hurting and it was cold. And I'm tired of doing knee drops on concrete. It wasn't the business. And we were just like, yo, imagine how dope we would be if we had a studio. And then I started thinking, damn, I wanted my studio to look like Dreams from Breaking 2. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what my studio was going to be. And then I ended up years later finding Zulu. And I walk in Zulu and I'm like, oh, the graffiti, this is what I saw in my head in Pac Modern. This is the kind of studio aesthetic that I wanted. And then I'm cool with Spidey. And then I started seeing how Spidey was always at the studio. First guy in, last person out, always cleaning, always working on Spidey. Always doing something, never stopping. And I'm like, oh, you got that life. And I thought, bro, that's tight. This is that's right. You own this, your home, own your home, be about that, put in those hours. And then I got my own. And I realized that I don't think Spidey was that happy doing all that stuff. And then Spidey starts telling me, yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? How about them water bottles? You didn't think about that. You didn't think about that side of your dream, because I didn't analyze my dream. I was just like, I want to own a studio. I didn't think about the responsibilities and everything, about rent, about bills, about this and that. I just wanted the dream. And I didn't look at the umbrella underneath it, or what else came along with it. And
when I hear you guys talk about studios, and I've even noticed that there's always that deep breath when two studio owners talk to each other. Like, oh, you own a studio? Oh, I own a studio. How's it going? There's that. It's like parents, bro. It's like, oh, you got a kid? I got a kid. Oh.
How old are they?
Oh yeah,
Three? Oh,
yeah.
three, huh? Yeah.
Oh, they're in the threes. They're in the
Okay.
they're starting to do that now. Oh, okay, yeah, you've entered the realm.
Yeah.
And there's that realm you guys live in, man, and it's just not only like as business owners, but just people who are following the dream, bro. And I try to tell people, me myself and you I know can definitely attest to it, but it's like you start hitting a certain age, you've done the things you've wanted to do, the things you've dreamed about, you've reached the certain levels that you've wanted to reach. And it's like, okay, now you kind of look at yourself and you say, now what? Like now what? And me, it was like get on beast camp. That was all that there was. Get on beast camp. And then I got on beast camp, and then I was like, now what do I do? And it was a weird time because COVID hit and there was no sessions really happening, and I just didn't know what to do with myself. And so I started the podcast. Like I really got into the fucking podcast, and I just used, and I like how you were saying it. It was like I used what I learned through dancing, not only like talking to people, but the people I've battled, the people I've danced with, the people I've danced against. Like hit them up. There'll be an excellent fucking podcast guest. We could talk about similar shit.
Mhm.
And so people, I think, younger heads, they just one piece of content, bro, with whatever you want to do can take you places, like you were saying. And Andrew said it too. Just that one piece of content can get you in front of MC Hammer. It can get you in front of Chris Brown, bro,
Mhm.
Joe Rogan, fucking Gary V, bro, whoever you want to fucking be in front of, bro. Just the one piece of content can really fucking get you there.
That's all it takes nowadays, man. It's like I remember when, like, back in the Vine days, the word viral
Mm,
was used in a whole different manner. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
It's like now, like, you have to go viral if that is your realm. If you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be on social media, you have to go viral. And it's like now the blue check don't even matter because they selling the blue check for $15 a month now. So
Absolutely.
so now so I don't know what's next, bro. Like, because that blue check was all the validation you needed for like the past 5 years, I would say.
And
I'm
I
not
want
gonna
to, I want you to speak on that. And I hate to interrupt you, but
no, no.
I do remember following a couple posts where Jay Chris was mad.
Yeah,
And
bro.
I was like, yo, this is an excellent point. Like, you motherfuckers is his son, bro. Like, I don't want to say the studio names. I'm not going to say the studio names, but there was studios that were employing people that I know for a fucking fact learned from you. People who literally, it's like, bro, y'all are like, like who the like, why are they not putting Jay Chris in this lineup? Because of followers? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, are y'all serious? Are y'all really, really serious right now?
It's like now that, like, I guess now that I'm in a different, like, I guess, headspace,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm able to look at things once again from like a business aspect. I can understand where the premise of owning a studio, why you would want to have someone who has a lot of followers, on your teaching lineup, because you start thinking about followers that probably equate to dollar signs. I get that. What I don't understand is the filtering process, I guess you could say, because you will look at some studios and you'll look at their lineups, you'll look at their faculty, and you'll be like, some things are like unquestionable because you already know like the reputation that they bring and the credibility that they have. And then sometimes you see people and you're like, I don't know who you are. And then you go and you look at them on like IG and you see their follower account and you're like, oh, you got mad followers, but you don't even have quality content. You don't have
Mm.
quality like class. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just have to look at it for that reason. You know what I mean? I don't
Mm.
have, I never took advantage of the social media wave when it started popping off. I've always been more type of person where it's like, my personality. So like, if you want to get me, you should just get me in person. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna translate in person better than I am. You know what I mean? So I've always been very appreciative of the people who just come take my classes and whatnot, and all the places I've been able to teach. I'm really bad at like recording my stuff and posting it. So that was never second nature for me. So that's why it was hard for me to get into the social media wave. You know what I mean? So playing catch up to that, because I wasn't a part of the wave, it was easy for me to be really spiteful of it and be like, no, this is whack, da 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 da. And then I'll admit that now. You know what I mean? Just because I was being very harsh on something that I wasn't a part of, which is it's very, very immature. However, this is not even a but. I'm gonna hit you with a however. When I'm denied a teaching spot because I don't have a set number of followers, is what hits me. It's one thing to not have a lot of followers, but when they're like, yo, we don't have anybody teach at our we don't have anybody teach at our camp that doesn't have at least 12K followers. And I'm like, oh, so you got to have a drop screen. You got to have the, you know what I mean? You got to have the K by your thing to teach. But does that popularity equate to talent? Not talent, but to knowledge and credibility as a teacher? Because I know some phenomenal popular dancers that can't teach for the damn. You know what I mean? That couldn't explain their 8 count to save their life.
I know a list of crumpers. Who can't count a fucking 8 count, dude. Can't count but they're amazing. They're fucking amazing. They're amazing dancers, and I want to make sure I give them the credit. They're amazing dancers, but they fucking can't count music. And how do I want to say this? Okay, this is the best way I can say it. And I'm going to say this in a way I think everybody's going to get what I'm getting at.
Yes.
So if I was abnormally tall, right, let's say 6'3", and I had an abnormally grown beard, and I was abnormally handsome with abnormal muscles, I think I could occur 12,000 followers if I posted, quality content. If I posted, and this was a thought process that watching what you were going through made me go through, because I think people can get what I'm getting at. If I had amazing looks, right, and then this amazing physique about myself, and I posted 2 dance clips, does that make me qualified to teach at these dance classes? No. Is the 12,000 followers because of my physique and maybe because of the way I dress or the way I look? Or is it because of these few dance clips I fucking posted? Where's this real following coming from? Yeah. You know what I mean? And people who follow J. Chris is because they know this motherfucker dances. They know he dances and he dances good. You know what I mean? And it was a weird, and I do appreciate how you were saying like that you've grown to a space to understand like that you may have reacted in a certain way because of certain feelings, but the motive behind it is still accurate. Is like, okay, just because I have a K beside my name, does that make me qualified to teach now? I'm qualified to teach here now. It's a weird concept, bro, especially to see somebody like you go through.
I always tell people, like, I'd be like, I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I'm gonna blow this motherfucking tuba. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like my high school JV football coach told me it's not bragging if you can back it up, right?
Absolutely.
And it's not a fact unless it's in black and white, apparently, right? So last time that I checked, anybody that has ever been a captain or a choreographer or a coordinator for any team that I have directed, whatever they go on to do after they leave my company, whatever team, whatever studio, they are either a captain, choreographer, director, coordinator. If I can do anything in this world, I can train some motherfucking dancers. That's one thing I can do. And that's boom, 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 boom. That's the whole tuba, bro. That's one thing that I will not ever sit here and say I'm the best dancer in the world. I'm far from the best crumper in the world. I'm far from the best popper in the world. I'm far from the best house dancer. I'm far from the best b-boy. I'm far from the best locker. And I only name styles that I know how to do pretty decently, but I'm far from the best in any of those things. But I will say this with all sincerity and the utmost confidence. I am one of the best dance trainers of my generation. And I
Mm-hmm.
say this only because it's an undeniable fact that I can prove. You know what I mean? And this is only because I had some amazing directors. I had some amazing role models of how to lead, how to pull the best out of people, how to push people to the limit without breaking their spirit to the point where they don't want to do it anymore. And you know that there are certain people that really excelled in breaking people's spirits so they don't want to do anything anymore. You know what I mean? So you have to know, like you get to that point to where it's like you see someone reaching their breaking point and you either dial it back or you realize that right beyond that breaking point is their best potential. But
Yes.
it's not, that doesn't work for everybody, and you have to be able to recognize that. Some people do and some people don't. So for me, when it comes down to choreographing and freestyling and all that, that's stuff that I love to do, but it's nothing that I would ever just stamp as like, this is like, no one's touching me in this, because there's so many better choreographers than me. There's so many better freestyle dancers than me, especially because I'm getting older now. So there's a lot of people doing stuff that I'm like, I can't even physically do that anymore. But training people, bro, I'm gonna be like Red Auerbach. I'm gonna be like Vince Lombardi in this bitch, bro. I'm gonna be like Phil Jackson. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where I put myself in the ability to train people. I will literally say, yo, I am like a Phil Jackson when it comes to training these dancers. The way that Phil brings these basketball players to the potential that they need to be, I can get you there if you trust me. Shaq and Kobe had to trust Phil.
Yeah.
Scotty and Mike had to trust Phil. You know what I mean? So if you trust me, I will get you there. And right now, even though like the people who were on Goon Squad back in the day, you know what I mean? They went on the choreographer for GRV, choreographing for, you know, like ACA, choreographing for 909, choreographing for teams in San Diego. And it's like, yeah, I bet, because you all came from Goon Squad. And while other teams were letting people just do mediocre stuff, I was like, no, you're only gonna do the best, and that's all you're gonna put forward for yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of people are rushing the process, and they're just like, yo, let's get out there. Let's get out there. Oh, you've been dancing for 6 months? Yeah, go ahead, choreograph a piece. It's okay. No, that's not okay. You've only been dancing for 6 months. Your body doesn't even know what it's doing yet.
Yeah.
Like anything that you teach right now is going to be something that you just learned. You know, and that's why we have so many copycats. And it's not because they're copycatting because they're copycats. They just don't know anything, but because they may have a following. Other people are like, hey, you should go teach a class. Hey, you should go teach. I don't even choreograph for my team yet. It doesn't matter. You're a dope dancer. Go teach. You're a dope crumper. You're popular. You should teach a workshop. Oh, I heard you're going to go battle so-and-so out of state. Make sure you set up a workshop while you're out there. Well, you don't even really know how to teach your style of crump. You're still doing stuff that your big homie taught you. So maybe you should go out to that battle, but then say, oh, you should fly my big homie out too to come teach.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be a certain level of putting your ego aside and understanding that if you're not ready, if you're not qualified to teach, just say no. It is perfectly fine. You know what I mean?
See, and I hate that a lot of I just hate the word choreo heads. I hate that terminology, but there's a lot of quote unquote choreo heads who come over to Crump, and this is the only way I can look at it. And there's this weird thing where they think that they're lit because the people in the room want them to be lit. And it's like, go to a place where these people don't know your fucking name.
Don't care about you.
They don't care about you. They're ready for you to get out of the circle, actually, right? They're not, oh my God, Corpse, you should dance. And then Corpse dances and I'm whack as fuck, but you're cheering for me right now, but I know I'm whack. That's the problem. You other motherfuckers don't know you're whack. You're just in a room full of people who want to see you do good, which is amazing, no doubt. But I think we're losing a fat sense of growth, and I've talked about this on the podcast, man, and it's like we're hitting these peaks of exploration where it's like we're getting the oohs and ahs. We hit this point, and that's where it stops for people, bro. And instead of hitting the point where it's like, no, these people don't, I'm going to go to a session where people don't know me.
Yeah.
Let me go to a session where people ain't seen my style before and let me see how they react. You know what I mean? And we've heard it in Crump where it's like, oh, my combo went over their head. And it's like, no, it didn't. You didn't make it simple enough. It was whack. You didn't make it simple enough to where they could understand what you were doing, or you didn't dance good enough. And I hate to say that, but it's like you didn't dance good enough to where they could understand what you were doing, bro. So you need to fix that. Don't ever blame the people who are consuming what you're doing. So for me, I hate when people are like, oh, it's just the people on social media. It's like, yeah, it is. It is, but I can't blame people. I can't blame them. I got to blame the person who's doing it, because you're the one doing this shit. And so it's a weird, like, rush in the process. You want to just put this shit in front of your group of people who want to see you do good. And I want to see you do good, but I don't give a fuck about how you feel. That's the only difference between me and your small circle of friends or your big circle of friends, who are whatever. I want to see you grow. I want to see you get better, bro. So I'm gonna cut the chase, dog, and tell you how it is.
Yeah, it's me and my girl Sarah, we really have been kind of riding on this annoyance of this popular trend of applauding mediocrity. Like everybody is just so okay with just mediocre. You know what I mean? To where since everybody is so okay with mediocre, things that are slightly above mediocre seem amazing. Like, oh my God. And I like how you said when people be like, oh yeah, my combo went over their head. They just didn't understand what I was doing. People acting like they the Lupe Fiasco of dance and shit. Like, no, like you said, it was just trash. Or it may not have been trash. You just executed it poorly. Like, why did you rush it? Did you you know what I mean? Like, you didn't sit in the pocket. There's so many aspects to it, but they're so quick to blame everybody but themselves. People be like, oh, I didn't have enough people at my class because so and so. I'm like, no, you didn't have enough people in your class for one of two reasons. No one knows who you are, or maybe the studio didn't promote it properly. But it's not everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, this happens to me. I moved up here. I'm still trying to get people in my class, but I'm not from here. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows who I am. So until I do something that's going to be of relevance to people that want to come train for me, my numbers aren't going to go up. It's just how it is. But I'm not going to blame those people. I'm going to blame on like what the actuality of the situation is. And when it comes to the choreo people, it's weird because I fall in this freaking gray zone because of my age. People don't realize that before I started doing the choreo stuff, I was in these streets battling. I was a straight street dancer, you know what I mean? And then when I hit my popularity within the community, that was when I was recognized for like choreo. But even underneath this, people don't realize like me, Ricky Cole, Twitch, Toy Box, Fang, we was all still getting down, still active. Like we was going to battles actively. You guys like Ryan A from Quest and Eris from Quest. I met them at a B-boy jam. They didn't even know I did choreo. Yeah, they just knew me. I was like, oh, you the tall black guy who was with Forks and Spoons, da 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 da. And then they saw me at friendship games and they're like, wait, you do choreo? What? And I'm like, you know what I mean? So me coming into Crump for the second time, technically for the third time, because the first time I was introduced to Crump was back in like the Styles hip hop days. And I was like hanging around with like CRU people back in the day. Yeah, so that's how long ago that was. You know what I mean? So, and then from there to flash forward to like 5-6 years later, I get put on Crooks and I'm YG Rage. And then flash forward again, like 8 years later, I reinvent with myself and I get introduced to Crumpery again I get reintroduced to Crump again from Beast. You know what I mean? So I've had 10 years in Crump. I've gone out of state and battled. And I've just had moments in between where like choreography is paying my bills. You know what I mean? So my name is going to be synonymous with choreography and the community because that's what I'm doing to push. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't going to get flown out for a Crump battle, but I'll get flown out for a workshop. I'll get paid to teach a workshop. I'm not going to get paid to battle anybody because that's not where my main focus was. But I always tried to make sure I paid respect to both crafts. You know what I mean? I was never just 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, so that's why when I say things and I make references to names and people will see my face and they'll recognize me. Like I can go say what's up to B-Lo, the original B-Lo. You know what I mean? So it's because I have this tenure, like Perry, who used to be under Solo back in the day. You know what I mean? Like I've had these people in my concept videos back in 2008, 2000. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I've always tried to make sure that if someone is coming from choreo, that I try to like talk to them beforehand. You know what I mean? Or like at some point, I try to be like, oh, yo, so you're getting into crump? All right, tight. This is how they're gonna treat you. I'm just letting you know. Like, they don't give a damn about your body rock victory. They don't give a damn about your world of dance. They don't give a damn about your prelude, your bridge. They don't care about what teams you were on. They just care about, can you stomp, chest pop, arm swing? Can you have that? No. They don't want to see no 5, 6, 7, 8. They don't want to see no buck hop from 2006. They don't want to see that. They don't want to hear you get, they don't want none of that. They don't want to see your choreo to track formers, and they don't want to see none of that. They want to see the raw. And until you get it, and until you feel it, you're going to feel like a foreigner. Just letting you know, you're going to feel like you don't belong here, and you're going to get your ass kicked. You're going to get whooped. You're going to get dogged, and you have to keep coming back. You know what I mean? My little homie, he just went to the Beast Camp session, I think like 2 weeks ago. Hey. And he was like, yo, Hitman was there. He was like, yo, Corpse was there. And people was getting off, bro. And I was ass. And then Rev even came up to me afterwards, and he was like, yo, bro, I seen you do better. You know what I mean? But I'm glad you're coming out here. And then he was like, yeah, bro. So I think I'm going to take a break from going to the Beast Camp for like a month and just lab and then go back. And I was like, nigga, you better go back next week.
Yeah.
Like, don't run. He's like, no, I want to be good when I come back, so they see that I leveled up. I was like, they're going to see it week to week. Go every single week. I was like, bro, I got my ass beat for a year straight, battling people that had no business battling every week, getting worked. I'm getting sore. I'm hurting my back. I'm pulling muscles, but I had to show up every single week. And then they recognized that, and they put me on, you know what I mean? And now I'm in this position to kind of like what you said. I was like, yo, I wanted to be on Beast Camp, and now I got a spot, but now I transition to like a different location. So now I'm like in limbo. Like I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do I do now? Like that I'm not there. How can I really make sure that I own up to this and I keep the respect of this name? You know what I mean? So I just lab as much as I can, and I just try to like just do what I can and try to stay as prepared as possible. So the next time I am around camp, and next time I am at an event, that I can keep the name justice. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, bro.
Just trying, bro.
Being out in Florida, man, I'd pop out to Miami, and it's like, got to battle with this person, or I'm gonna be in this tournament, and it's like, it kept me on my toes. And that was something I did have to talk with Big about, where it was like what do I aim for next? Like, where do I go next? You know, because I've done the things in like Crump. I never wanted it to pay my bills. I just wanted to do it, you know, like I just wanted to crump and just dance. Like that's all I was ever worried about. But you know, and you know how it is, you get that position and it's like, ooh, like I gotta do something. I gotta get busy out here, motherfucker. Like I gotta get busy. And I think people underestimate how do I want to say this? I think people underestimate the power of leveling up in the moment, you know, like in the only way I know how to describe it is like through Crump. But you have a moment, you know, or you have a round and it's just good and it just feels good. Yeah. And it feels good while you're doing it. And in the middle of your round, you're having this fucking level up. Like you found it. Like there's something happening for you in this moment. And I don't think a lot of people ever experience it unless they freestyle. I'm a huge proponent on freestyling. But you know, choreo, like you have this choreo block and then it just happens. Like something happens and you're like, yo, I need to go put this down right now. Like I need to go practice this step right now. Like, you know, and in Crump or like, you know, people who might be in like different like styles, popping or whatever, there's got to be those moments, you know what I mean? And I think people really underestimate that, you know, the ability to be in a round, shift yourself and say, no, this is what I got to do. You know what I mean? And and I think it plays a lot too with what you've went through life. Just even saying that, like being able to pivot, shift and say, no, like this is happening, but I'm about to make this happen now. Like this is about to come out of me. It's powerful, man. Dude, listen, man. I know you got some rehearsal and shit going on here pretty soon. I didn't want to keep you too long, but bro, first off, thank you for coming on the show.
Man, thanks for having me, brother.
And dude, we got to do a part 2 because
Oh yeah.
you were spitting fucking bars right now. But if there was anything, man, that you could sign off with people, that you can leave your J. Chris moment for the night, please leave them with it, man.
Keep it simple. I'm gonna say 3 things. 3 things. Not 3 words, 3 things. First of all, it's Beast Camp versus everybody.
Us versus them.
Yep. Second, don't get caught up in the now. Focus on what's going to happen in the future, because you can't control the now. As much as people say you can, you really can't. All you can do is focus on what you can do that's going to better your future and the future for the people that you care about. And 2, don't stop dancing. Because when you stop, it's going to be so much harder to start back up again. You know what I mean? Unless it's like, and you can ask people who've had injuries, people who've had like, anybody who's had to take a break from dance for a reason that they didn't want to. Something stopped them and took dance away from them. The moment that they were able to get back into it, it doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? It's like there's a slight form of reinvention, which can be cool, which is, like rebirth is always good. Like the whole Phoenix moment can be good. But if you've dancing has been a part of your life, you know what I mean? Keep it going, like in any form. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm a breaker and I'm too old. I can't break anymore. Pivot, just dance. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm trying to get into this new style hustle, bro. So like, I'm just trying to figure out ways to keep dancing my life, because it's like, I've devoted so much of my life to it already. So why just stop? Just figure out how to pivot with it. You know what I mean? But we definitely got to get a part 2, bro.
My guy, J. Chris motherfucking Moore. If you guys don't know the name, please know it by now. My guy, thank you. God bless you, brother. I'm gonna hit you up right now. But for everybody, this has been the smoking section. Until next time, yeah. My guy, J. Chris.
Loud. Dark side.
Dark side.